There was a time when you could pick up a Banksy print for under £150. Back then, these pieces were sold informally, sometimes out the back of a van, without much thought to their future value. Fast forward to today, and these prints command 5 to 6 figures. The market has evolved dramatically, and the anonymous maverick has become one of the most covetable for contemporary collectors, with his blend of shrewd irony and hot political commentary. While the Banksy market has become well established, it remains relatively young compared to the other blue chip artists. The 2021 market peak, followed by an adjustment, doesn't necessarily indicate maturity, but rather suggests room for continued growth. But how do you actually go about buying a Banksy? What should you know and what should you avoid? Types of Banksy works. Banksy's art comes in a range of media, and understanding the difference is key to making a smart purchase. At the pinnacle of the market, you have what are referred to as originals. These are unique pieces, usually executed with spray paint and sometimes oils on canvas, wood or steel. As one-of-a-kind works, they are exceptionally rare and, naturally, command the highest prices. Within this originals category are his in-situ street works, which are sometimes removed from their original setting and put forward for sale. Despite being what Banksy is perhaps best known for, these street works hold virtually no value for serious collectors, as they were never intended for sale and were created to be enjoyed by the public. Banksy's governing body, Pest Control, will rarely authenticate them. Most importantly, in the secondary market, we have limited edition prints. These were released by Banksy through various publishers in both signed and unsigned editions. Signed prints are more valuable and generally more sought after, often limited to 150 editions or fewer. Unsigned prints, while still authentic, are produced in larger runs, sometimes up to 600, and therefore come at a slightly lower price point. Authenticating Banksy. In the Banksy market, authenticity is everything. Due to Banksy's popularity and his reluctance to be part of the traditional art establishment, the market is unfortunately rife with fakes. That's where Pest Control comes in. This is Banksy's own authentication body, set up by the artist himself to verify genuine works. Pest Control can issue an official certificate of authenticity, a COA, which is the only universally accepted way to prove a piece is truly by Banksy. All Banksy artworks created post-2009 are accompanied by a Pest Control certificate, and making it the sole source for acquiring new prints directly from the artist. Before 2009, Banksy's prints were sold through pictures on walls. These works can include pictures on walls embossed circular stamp, which might be authentic, but many have been forged, so it's strongly recommended you seek out expert advice. For a comprehensive understanding of this certification process, refer to our Pest Control guide. If the Banksy print you're interested in lacks a certificate, we strongly advise against purchasing it. It's also important to note that Banksy's street works will always lack certificates, and they were not intended for sale. Be cautious of fake certificates being offered, and ensure you're well informed on what to look for. Are Banksy prints a good investment? Banksy prints, both signed and unsigned, have consistently shown strong performance in auctions since their introduction to the market, evolving over just 15 years into a major player in the art investment landscape. From 2017 to 2019, the Banksy print market displayed steady growth, averaging a 66% year-on-year increase. By 2020, Banksy prints surged in popularity, surpassing the print market performance of many established artists like Andy Warhol and David Hockney, a dramatic jump caused by a swathe of Banksy-only sales at major auction houses. The rapid growth witnessed in the Banksy print market during 2020 to 2021, with a staggering 166% increase on average over 2 years, naturally led to a correction. Despite a decrease in sales value, and after this surge, current day figures still exceed those of 2019. With Banksy prints now more rationally priced, the market offers promising opportunities for mid to long-term investment. Are signed Banksy prints worth more? Banksy prints are typically available in both signed and unsigned editions, along with artist proofs, special editions, and hand-finished prints. Edition sizes usually range from 600 to 750 for unsigned prints and 150 for signed prints. Certain works, like individual colorways from the Choose Your Weapon series and hand-finished iterations of this main print editions, have much lower edition sizes of 25 or less, making them exceptionally rare to the market and often higher in price compared to larger editions. Signed editions are generally more sought after, and command higher prices due to their prestige and scarcity. However, unsigned Banksy prints remain desirable as they also come with pest control COA, are hand numbered and are recognised as authentic, however generally sit at a lower price point. Both are great entry points into the market, but if you're buying for a long-term value or for the thrill of owning something the artist physically signed, then go for a signed edition if you can. The most popular Banksy prints among collectors. Exploring some of the most sought after, popular Banksy prints among collectors, the following two come to mind. There's Girl with Balloon, voted as the nation's most famous artwork in 2017. Still a big fan favourite, and the print that, since the infamous shredding incident in 2018, has seen a fantastic average increase in value. And then there's Choose Your Weapon, a very sought after series that originates from a mural on a pub wall in South Bermondsey, London. These typically come in lower edition sizes, an electric array of colour waves, which makes the print series highly coveted. Typically, signed works are the most popular amongst collectors looking to grow their collections, but the unsigned works still hold a great potential and accessibility for those looking to break into the Banksy market. Condition and care of Banksy prints. Ensuring the excellent condition of the print you're purchasing is paramount. Sellers typically bear the responsibility of conducting condition checks and, if necessary, seeking advice from restoration experts to address any damage. Genuine Banksy art prints are typically handmade silkscreens with distinct colours, produced on wove art paper with a high resolution quality that distinguishes them from cheap replicas or posters. Early prints, like rude copper, may have been printed on thinner paper compared to later prints such as Stop and Search. A condition report should enable you to check any nuances you might need to know about before purchasing a print. After acquiring your Banksy print, it's crucial to maintain its excellent condition to preserve its future value. Store prints and canvases in a dark area away from sunlight, and consider framing works on paper with UV protective glass. Some collectors even store prints flat in darkness to optimize their value, often noting this in their listings. Prior to purchase, carefully inspect the work and consult an expert if uncertain. Where to buy Banksy prints? Banksy prints are readily available on the secondary market, accessible through online platforms, auctions, and private sales facilitated by brokers like ourselves. At the moment, all Banksy prints are exclusively found on the secondary market or through private sales, as Banksy and Pest Control currently do not distribute or sell works directly. Purchasing from a reputable source is crucial when acquiring a Banksy print, for all the reasons I've mentioned already. You should seek expert guidance on value, condition, and provenance. It is essential to get third-party condition reports, which we can offer before purchasing print. If you'd like to discuss Banksy's market and how we can help you acquire a Banksy print, please do get in touch.